sense of Brahma is the Ganga Tattwa, as in the Sanskrit is called as the Ganga Tattwa. From here, we have to understand that is the first principle, and that is the principle of innocence. That is the principle of holiness. That is the principle of chastity. That is the principle by which we preserve it, by which we respect it. That principle has been incarnated on this earth, as I have told you. He is created as Ganesha, but he is incarnated as Jesus. He is a Brahma.
All of us have experienced mystical awe when gazing at the Milky Way. This breathtaking sight captures our eyes' attention completely. The charm of the apparent infinite is so familiar and yet impossible to comprehend. From the Earth, we can see a part of the spiraled galaxy, like a star-lit milky trail. This is the heavenly Ganga that flows from the churned divine ocean. Through timeless infinity, she paves the way to Lord Shiva on this path woven from countless stars and reflecting the crescent moon. Shri Ganga lives in the sacred water vessels of Shri Brahma, Shri Vishnu, and Shri Shiva, and flows across the three worlds, giving freedom to all her followers. Join us in receiving blessings from her by listening to the story of her birth in heaven and on the earth. Jai Shri Mataji.
Heavenly birth. During the reign of the demon Bali, who planned to become the king of the three worlds, Shri Vishnu took the form of Vamana, the dwarf man. With 2 steps, Vamana covered the earth, but under his 3rd step, the demon Bali placed his head and was pressed into the netherworld. As a result, Vishnu broke the boundaries of Hiranyagarbha, the cosmic egg, and the waters of chaos surged out. To prevent the destruction of the universe, Shri Brahma collected these waters in his sacred water vessel and washed the feet of Shri Vishnu. During this puja, a river appeared from Shri Vishnu's left toe, bringing blessings to the heavens, and the name of that river is Devi Ganga. To keep balance in the universe, the earth and netherworld would also need to receive blessings. But more on that later. The divine play of Leela is yet to come. Once, during the turbulent waves, Devi Ganga sprayed a few drops on the meditating Lord Shiva. He opened his eyes and predicted that the wayward Ganges would find serenity on the earth. Earthly birth. Meanwhile, the great ascetic Sagara was born on the earth. By the power of great cedars, he had 60,000 sons whom he made kings, But towards the end of his life and in arrogance, he attempted to take the place of the king of the Devas, Shri Indra, through the Ashmaveda or sacred horse ritual. In its final stage, Shri Indra abducted the horse and hid it in the nether world close to the sage Kapila. The attempt to recapture the horse by Sagara's 60,000 sons ended tragically. Awakened by their efforts, the sage turned his angry gaze on the sons and burned them to ashes. 10,000 years have passed. The descendant of Sagara, Bhagirath, having received from his father the blessing of liberating the souls of his ancestors, and from Sri Brahman, an ageless body, decided to do penance in honor of Sri Ganga for another 10,000 years.
जयति जयति माँ भगवती गंगे, जयति जयति माँ भगवती गंगे, जय गंगा जय माता जय गंगा, निर्मला निर्मला शीतला शीतला, अमृत सलिला तरल तरंगे, जयति जयति माँ भगवती गंगे.
When she finally appeared to him, she promised to resurrect his ancestors from the hell by washing their ashes with their holy waters. But getting into the netherworld is impossible without bypassing the earth, and the heavenly turbulence of Sri Ganga could be destructive to the earth. Bhagirath again went into meditation, but this time in honor of Sri Shiva.
Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya.
Again 10,000 earth years passed, and Sri Shiva appeared to him and gave blessings for Sri Ganga to descend to the earth through his matted locks to tame her turbulent energies. Sri Ganga poured into Sri Shiva's matted locks for thousands of years, first in a strong current, then weakening and tangled in the hair of the Lord. She began to pray for gracious liberation. O Lord, kindly let me free to send out Sachitananda of the universe. Lord Shiva gave the opportunity for Ganga to go down through his 3 locks, while the main force remained on the head of Sri Shiva. The origins of the Ganges. Sri Ganga descends to earth from the hair of Lord Shiva at 3 points or sources so high they could be considered to start in the heavens. Their path begins as streams flowing from under the snow at an altitude of 4,500 meters above sea level. Temples were erected in these places, considered the 3 main centers of pilgrimage in the Himalayas. The first source of the Ganges, Bhagirathi, which flows from Ice Cave under the Gangotri Glacier, is named after the legendary king. The second branch, Mahalaknanda, comes to earth near the sacred town of Badrinath at the foot of Mount Nilkant. Mandakini is the third branch and originates at the Harobari Glacier in the Kedarnath, a place sung by Shri Adi Shankaracharya. Flowing from the peaks to the ocean, Shri Ganga moves in the direction favorable to the whole world. The confluence of the rivers are at sacred Prayags. Rudraprayag, due to the confluence of the Mandakini and Mahalaknanda rivers, the river Alaknanda is formed. Devprayag, the place where Bhagirathi and Alaknanda merge to become the greater river Ganges. Having passed her way across the earth, Shri Ganga flows into the ocean and then leaves into the lower worlds or Pataloka.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Ganga Mata Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devyai Namo Namah.
and the source of joy starts pouring. Just like the river Ganges, it pours. Actually, physically you feel that when you feel that joy falling from your head, just like the Ganges falls on Shiva.
Ganga Mata Namo Namaha Ganga Mata Namo Namaha Shri Mataji Ganga Mata Shri Mataji Ganga Mata Ganga Mata Shri Mataji Adi Shadi Shri Mataji Adi Shadi Shri Mataji Adi Shadi Namo Namaha
vibrations. So the whole priority, the attention goes to things which has good divine vibration. It is not bothered about things which has no good vibration. Whatever has good vibrations, it will go to that. Like a person who is a holy person, he touches anything, it vibrates. You touch water, it vibrates. Anything you touch, anything you feel, it vibrates. For example, water, if you vibrate it, it can be a medicine. River Ganges is nothing but vibrated water. You get vibrations from that. These vibrations are divine vibrations, are the vibrations of the power of love. Like the river Ganges has vibrations. And if you have the water of Ganges, you will see that it will never be dirtied. On the contrary, whatever are inside that, because it's never sort of very kept clean, whatever dirt has gone into it, it settles down and doesn't dirty the thing at all. It's very clean water, all the time vibrating. So one must understand whatever is pure, which is responsible for purity, which is the source of purity, can cleanse any impurity. So how it can be impure? But with the brain, if you think it, it's so limited. You cannot think of something which is just the embodiment of purity. This is the point we have come now, where I think I should talk about the Absolute. Those who are realized their souls have got vibrations. They can feel the cool breeze in their hand. Even if they put hand in the water, it will vibrate.
किती वर्णावी तुझी गासुरी आघा किती वर्णावी तुझी गासुरी मानवल देतेस देवाची अनुभूती निर्मला किती वर्णावी तुझी गासुरी.
All such people, saints and all that, whatever water comes from them is vibrating. For example, the river Ganga here, Ganges, has got vibrations. I mean, you have to become that, then you can feel it now. Unless and until you have that subtle within you, you cannot feel it. To you, everybody is just the same. Every water is just the same. In the same way, you also should have a concept of a society which is living like an ocean. If ocean rises, they rise. If falls, they fall. Just one union of love. I am expecting that kind of a society at the foothill of Himalayas. And I'm sure all of you will realize that Himalaya being the Sahasrara of the world.
The history of the Sahaj village dates back to 2001. Shri Mataji once shared her vision of the city of the future for Sahaja yogis in the Himalayas. For several years, Lothar, on behalf of Shri Mataji, was looking for suitable land for this Sahaj village, and a lot of work was done to review many sites in the Himalayas to verify legal documents. And only in 2006 did Lothar receive approval from Mother. Well done! A land was found near Devprayag, where the Ganges became full. In 2009, local farmers agreed to sell 80 acres of suitable land to Lothar for construction. The land is located on a hilltop with panoramic views of Shri Ganga. It is surrounded by majestic green valleys and the ancient Shivalik mountains in the Himalayas. These are truly divine places. 15 kilometers downstream from Devprayag, 800 meters from the village of Vyasgat. The area around Vyasgat is very ancient and historical. At Vyasgat, Shri Ganga starts forming a perfect Omkar. With the first bend of the Om, Shri Ganga encloses a land which in olden times was called Brahmapuri, the congregation of the deities. Great sage Vyas established his ashram there, and the locals call it Puja land. In November 2011, during the Shri Devi Puja, a land transaction was registered and construction began. 2014, on the 21st of March, on Shri Mataji's birthday, Shri Nirmala Ganga Mata Sangha Society was registered. Lothar possessed excellent organizational skills, fundamental knowledge of construction, and a delicate aesthetic taste in the decoration of buildings. he ordered building materials for the beautiful finish of houses from different parts of India. Shrimaji's temple was made from the pink sandstone of Rajasthan. Beautiful pink columns for terraces reflect the principle of Raja Lakshmi. Carved doors came from Nepal and sparkling marble from various deposits in India. Black flat stone on the roof of a house is a traditional covering of houses in the Himalayas. The gardens around the houses are laid. Many trees and flowers have been imported and planted and are already in bloom. Embodiment of Shrimaji's vision. And this vision involves a large room for meditation for about 500 people, as well as a museum dedicated to Shrimaji and a small apartment for Shrimaji. It will have a beautiful view and a veranda. A center for meditation and Ayurvedic healing experience. Agricultural projects to provide food and at the same time create jobs for local residents. Farmers also had to study pure agriculture and women had to learn how to make goat cheese and mozzarella. A chicken house was built for poultry production. The Center for World Art and Craft is also part of this project where artists can come, live and create and have exhibitions. The workshop was built with good machine tools. Up to date, 14 houses have been built and finishing work in 5 houses continue. The construction of houses will continue as and when the yogis join the project. Is that the village should never turn into just a resort, but a place of collective and individual meditation and reflection, self-sufficient for their own biological production of food, with not only stunning beautiful views of the Ganges from above, but also regular visits down the slopes to swim in the powerful waters of the Ganges.